YouTube, well, welcome to the cut, y'all. Here, got somebody called Ema. I ain't gonna lie. One of my clients, feel me, hasn't came in a long time, so I had to bless up. I had to make sure he left his chair clean. First thing he told me was that he wanted to go lower on the hair. So as y'all see, I am going with a number 3 guard just to debunk the top. This is just to set in like a, what's the word? To set in a, that's just a debunk, you feel me? So we're debugging. You see him smiling, though, like he don't even know what's going on. He don't know what's about to happen. Feel me? So I'm just debugging right now. You always want to make sure that your surface is clean, and you're always doing a cut on a clean surface. Same thing, but just always make sure you're doing a cut on a clean surface, because that way it's gonna come out cleaner. You feel me? And also you can see what you're doing. So if I didn't debug that right there, I wouldn't have been able to see what the top or what the fade to the top is going to look like. Even if it's not the finished product, even if it's not what you're aiming for to end with, you gotta at least debug so that you know what you're doing for real. So here I'm just going lower and lower, and making sure that I go all around. Also make sure that you comb your client's hair out. If they are of color, you know that sometimes naps happen, and it happens, bro. You feel me? I'm a color. You see me right there. I'm color myself. So naps is gonna be there, that's natural. So just make sure you comb your client's hair out so that don't happen. You feel me? But I did that, and still, you know what I'm saying, it's still a little bit nappy, but I hope. Yeah. Alright, if y'all heard that, I ain't gonna lie, I'm keeping that in the video. That was some fire ass down shit. Anyways, my bad, y'all. But debulking, continuing just debulking, getting all around, making sure I get the edges, and make sure that when you're going around the top, the point where all the hair grows, just go with a higher number guard. Here I'm using the open lever so that the crown area, that's what it was called, my bad, the crown area doesn't look bad, and it grows in different ways. So you also got to go with the way that it's shaped. Here's also another important thing. You also got to make sure you talk to your clients about what it is that they really want. Here I asked them, do you want your facial hair? Even if they say even if it looks like, word, you still gotta ask them, do you want that? He said no, so I took that off respectfully. Here he's shaking his head. He still don't know what's going on. He's just going with it. Here I also asked them what type of taper you want. That's also important. You gotta ask so you know exactly where you're giving them. Feel me? We are the barbers. We are the people who need to make sure that these people are leaving the chair satisfied with what they get. Imagine I would have gave him a hot taper, he would have been like, yo, like I was asking for a low or a medium. You just always got to make sure, and it doesn't, a quick question doesn't hurt. That's also engaging with your clients. It shows that you care about what it is that they want. And a lot of barbers aren't doing that. For me, I see that. Myself, I used to go to a barber shop. You feel me? They would just touch me with the fucking clippers. I'm a victim, I ain't gonna lie. And they would just do whatever. They will freestyle on my hair, and I just didn't like that, I ain't gonna lie. So just always ask them and make sure what it is that they want, so that they can leave. So that they can leave the chair feeling satisfied. All right. So here, I set in my guideline going around the C cup. So I went straight down, just so that the C cup line can at least be a little bit finger. I'm going with lever open about a finger's length again. Just go in with about a finger's length. Just don't be scared to push the limit. Just go a finger's length. I'm also using my 1 guard flicking at the top so that it can start to fade out when I use the 2 guard and the 1.5 later. Just always make sure you flicking out. Don't go straight into the hair when you're going up. That's gonna cause you to maybe, go up a little bit higher than you were supposed to go. So here I'm using the 2 guard, again flicking at the top because it doesn't match, and it's gonna fade it out better. It's gonna help me with my fading process later when I fade the top into the bottom. Feel me? As y'all can see, using corners, combing, making sure that your work is clean. Always comb down. Make sure that your work is clean. Now look at this shit. You see this? No, bro. Back serious. You feel me? So boom. Now I'm using my 1.5 guard, and I ain't gonna lie, my camera is going to cut on me shortly. But I just wanted to say, use your 0.5s and 1.5, and just fade down. You will see it later on in the cut when I do the other side. I will show it, and I will talk about it again. But here, as you can see, using my 1.5, just closing lever, opening lever, making sure that I get this line out, which is the most important part. You got to make sure that you get that line out. You don't want your client walking around with a line in their head. That is not a fade, buzzing. I ain't gonna lie, that's not a fade. Feel me? Still going in, making sure that I'm taking this line out as best as I could, using corners, making sure my work is clean, all of that. Here I'm going over my number 1 guard, doing the same exact thing, and this is about to cut right now. Sorry, y'all. My camera decided that it just didn't like its job. Now let's talk about this. The back taper. The back taper is usually the easiest to do. I am not going to lie you. You can't mess that up. But what I used here was my hitters. As you can see, I'm using my sharp blades, and I realized that they were a little too sharp. So just always make sure you're washing it, and always make sure you watch your blade and try it on yourself beforehand. You don't want your client walking around with a red line in their head. And sadly, this is what happened during this cut. Thankfully, I was able to see him after and it was gone. But still, that can cause later problems if that was a little sharper. Thank God it wasn't that sharp where the line was just there for temporarily and then it just left. But yeah, I'm going up about another finger's length with my open guard, doing the same thing that I did on the sides. Then I'm going up with my number 1 guard. Again, open. Feel me? Going up about a finger's length, always using, just don't be scared to flick. Just be careful with how high you're taking it. That's all I could say. Just be careful. You about to see me going with the 2 guard right here. Going in with the 2 guard, flicking at the top. So it could become easier later when I'm fading it out. Combing it down, making sure my work is clean. Yo, here you can see me using my 1.5, going, hitting all the clicks on my clipper, just to make sure that line comes out as neatly as it can. Using a 1.5 right here, doing the same exact thing. I started off with lever open, going to lever middle, and then going to lever close, and just keep repeating those steps until that line is gone. It will come out eventually, and if you have to go down a guard and just use the corner of your clippers, and I promise you that line is gonna come out. When I first started off, I was scared. Sometimes lines wouldn't come out, and one thing that I could really say is if you really just go down one and use the corner of your clippers, you should be good. It's gonna come out. So here you can see I'm flicking at it because I'm like, yo, this line not coming out, but it's going to come out. Trust me. You'll see how it comes out. Using my 1.5 close, I'm trying to get this line out, and you will see how it comes out. And right there, boom, gone. It's not there no more. I'm using my 1.5 going in the downwards motion right there so that the hair on the top can match with the hair. So it could fade out, if you understand what I'm saying. Here I'm using my half guard so that I can blend the line between the 1 and the 0 perfectly. Cause I ain't gonna lie, the half guard saves life, you feel me? It makes the fading process way easier than having to go with the number 1, trying to take the line out, trying to get it to blend. This half guard just is good. Now, one thing I can't say is because I didn't use the half guard as a guideline, just don't go all the way up as you did with the number 1. Just get to like the middle point. And always when you're using the half guard, always use half of it. You don't have to go open guard and set in a whole new guideline. It's going to push your blend up. Now, if you have to go in with the open guard just to blend something out, then you do that. But don't set in a new guideline. Here you can see I'm just using the corners. Now I'm going in with my closed guard, flicking out the line on the bottom, slowly going up, feel me, taking it step by step, brushing it down, making sure my work is clean. Now I'm about to line them up. Now, one thing I can't say, y'all can see that line right there. I will say that when I seen this, I immediately reacted and I immediately fixed my trimmers. I definitely made them they cut a little bit less, you feel me, so that they didn't irritate his skin. You don't want to do that for your clients. Thank God that this is one of my friends and it wasn't just a random. He understood. I told him about it as well, and in a couple hours, like I said, it was gone, so we're good. But just it could have been sharper and way worse, so I thank God that it wasn't that bad. But here, as you can see, just going in with his natural pattern. Don't push that back line too much, because if you do, when it grows back, it's going to look bad. So just go by the natural pattern of where the hair is. See me cleaning him up. He has a tattoo there. I'm gonna also clean it up extra crispy so that, you feel me, it looks good. Just making sure that your client leaves crispy. That's all you gotta do. Here is a fast motion of what I did on the sides. Now my camera is also going to die right about now. Boom. But now I'm explaining to y'all basically what I couldn't in the other one. So I went in with my 2 guard right here, going up, just flicking at the top, flicking at the top. That's what you gotta do. You just gotta flip, using the 2 guard in a downwards motion to get the hair from the top to blend in with the fade. Going with the 1.5. That's what I missed. Going in with your 1.5, going up. You just got to flick out. You trust me. Use all of your clips on the clippers, and it's going to come out. Using my 1 guard right here, something that y'all didn't see on the other one. Just take notes right now. Feel me? You see how I'm using the corner of my clipper to fade at the top. Even though that's not a 1 guard up there, I'm still using it because it will get the line out better and faster. So here I'm using my 1/2 guard right here to blend out the line between the 1 and the open guard. My bad, my brain froze. So then I'm using my open guard. I started off closed. It's all preferability. Feel me? Y'all do what y'all like. I start off with closed just because I know that I can get the line out quick and then I can go open, slowly going up. So here I'm using my clipper just to get that line out. Sometimes if it doesn't want to come out, just use the corner of your clippers and it will. Here, hit your clients with alcohol before you do their line out. I'm telling you, it's going to come out way better. Here I got some spray, some holding down spray. It will also come out better. Now I'm lining that boy up. Always start from the middle and go on the side that is usually the highest. So as you can see, my client has a little bit less of hair on this side. So I started off with that side just to make sure that the hairline is going to come out straight at the end of the day. And so just always start on the side that the hair grows a little bit less in. But just always start in the middle, making sure it comes out straight. Make sure you're looking at the mirror. If you have a camera set up like me, make sure you're looking at that. Just to make sure that all angles that you're looking at it is straight. Because you don't want your client walking around with, you know what I'm saying? With a twisted hairline, bro. Nobody want that. Nobody want that. So here I'm just tapping it again. Always go over your hairline. Not just do it once and think, yeah, it's good. Because guess what? When the client wakes up the next day and brushes their hair, they're going to see mad overhang. And you want this cut to last them around 2 weeks to a good week. You always want it to last them. So just always make sure you're going over it. Always make sure. Here I'm doing his sidebars and his C cup. Y'all couldn't really see that. I apologize. I'm sorry. But just always brushing it down, making sure that it comes out as clean as it can. Here I'm attacking the side where there's a little less hair. And I'm not pushing it all the way back. As you can see that the hair is not all the way back. I just lightly tapped it because I'm going to enhance him. So you don't gotta go all the way back. You don't gotta, You also gotta ask your clients, do you want that pushback? Because a lot of them don't, I'm gonna be honest. Here I'm just lining up his mustache, getting ready to put him back and, sharpen him up with the razor. Feel me? I'm coming where I'm telling him, put your head up. Always communicate with your clients too, because they're not gonna know exactly what you want them to do if you don't tell them. Make it easier for you at the end of the day. Here I'm sharpening him up. He's laid back in the chair, and my camera also cut around here as well, so I don't get to see this whole process. But I am sharpening him up with my razor. I will do the whole head. This is not just this part. So after that, I decided that I think that the hair going down a little bit more is better, and I confirmed with him before I did it. Always confirm with them. Do you want it just a little bit lower? He said yes. So here I'm going in with my 1.5 open in a downwards motion. I'm following the grain. Oh, if they don't want it that low, do not go against the grain. Follow the grain. So he accepted it. He was like, that's cool. Here I'm working around the ears. As y'all can see from the side, that tape, that fade, word, it look good. So, feel me? You shake it, it's like, damn, that should look good. Always attention to detail. If I see that there's a little bit of stubble there, then I'm going to go with that razor to make sure that comes out. Use that blade wherever you feel that it is necessary. Never forget the underside of your client's beard or mustache or any facial hair. Just never forget the underside of it as much as the top. Now, always give your clients a good experience. I just put oil in his hair. It smells good. All of that. Again, making sure that he leaves satisfied. See, he's about to cry, baby. But here I'm spraying some cologne on him so he leaves the chair fresh and good and he just feels good about coming to my barbershop. You feel me? Like he likes it. He's talking about it. He's like, yo, this is sharp. I like it. And at the end of the day, that's just what you want to do for your clients. Just always make sure that they leave good. Now here I'm hitting him with a spice, bro. I ain't gonna lie, he was not ready for that. And I ain't gonna lie, this is my favorite part of the cover here. Just getting to see them in pain. My bad. I didn't mean that, YouTube. But where I'm just shoving him up now, I'm going to do a 360. Yeah, that's the cut. See ya.